Hi. I feel just a little bit guilty about talking about this subject because we're going to go and start linking pinprick aim and pre-shot routine. And the reason that obviously pre-shot routine is probably slightly inappropriate is we can't get out and use it. And so I thought, how can we take advantage of that? And the purpose of this is to suggest something to you that is very different from what you may have already been thinking about the game of golf. And that to some degree, this is the part that you probably most want to invest in. And one of the reasons that it's such an important place to invest in is that outside of pre-shot routine, most of the game of golf is outside of your control. So even if you make the perfect swing and hit it in the perfect direction you chose, even when it gets to where it's going, it could hit a hard spot, hit a soft spot, and do exactly the opposite of what you expected it to do. A gust of wind could come up, a rabbit could knock the ball offline. Anything can happen. So there's lots of stuff that's outside of your control. The lie of the ball. You see, so pre-shot routine is this place where you've got total control over your thoughts, the imagery that you create, and how you put it to use. So what's the point of pre-shot routine? It's to get you to the place, for me, where you've programmed the brain at a very cognitive level, but in such depth that it's going to maintain its relationship to the chosen pinprick target and how it's going to get there, and you've made the right decision about which club to use, in which direction the ball's going to go off, whether it's going to shape high, low, left, right, what it's going to do when it's land, and that everything is in harmony with that, including that the golf swing matches in the rehearsal of the movement of what you want it to do. But the point of that is to get to the point where you can stand over the ball knowing that all this work is done and that you don't have to try anymore. And then to allow the swing to occur almost automatically, knowing that you've done all that work. So with the main element of trying not in it. So there's no element of trying, there's just an automatic response to that very last look at where we're going, back down to the ball, and then the swing makes its movement without you actually operating it. You're almost dissociated from the progress, from the process. And this point is called the green light. The green light, everything's right to go and we're to go. So before we move on to the various sections of this, I just want you to contemplate today, do you go before you've got a green light? Do you even know that the metaphor of the lights, in other words, do you just, as soon as you possibly can, you go? So there's no red light, amber light, or green light. You just go. And I think that as we go through what enjoyment you can get out of pre-shot routine, that you can guarantee that every single game of golf can be fun from this moment onwards. But you've got this opportunity for a couple of weeks at least before you can get out on the golf course, so you can actually think about some of this information and practice it without being on the golf course, without the challenge of having a golf shot at the end of it that you're going to think is good or bad. So spend some time with me over the next couple of days. We'll go through some of the aspects of pre-shot routine which I think could work for you, and we'll be ready for when we get out to play. But until then, stay safe.